Shalom לכולם ישראליצ'ים, כאן אסף בנמי Crispin Levi, אשר מדבר איתכם. אני רוצה לברך אותך וכל כולכם אשר בתעלה של יוטיוב עכשיו. Shalom to all Israelites, to all Bnei Yaakov. Shalom to you who follows us in our channel in YouTube. Our objective is preaching the Torah, the statutes and the judges of the eternal Yahweh. Well, we practice the Torah because we love the eternal Yahweh, the eternal covenant, and we must make efforts to please Him from all our hearts in these difficult days that you are been living in the face of the earth. The days are terrible. The days are full of prostitution, full of misery, full of corruption in every country, principally in Brazil, and violence. But let's look to the Eternal One, to the statutes and judges of the Eternal One, like it's written in Devarim 28, Deuteronomy 28, that if we keep the commandments of the Torah, He, the Eternal One, will bless our bread, you bless our family, our household, and you bless our labor, and He takes out the diseases among us. Well, we stopped in the item 277. And now we are going to item 278. Do not imitate the ways of God worshippers of false gods, or practice their customs. Well, before we read this important mitzvah, important commandment, I want to ask you, please give your like, give your make your inscription and share this video with other persons. And let's reach more people with the teachings of the Torah. And thank you very much for all of you that have contributed with donations, with your tithe and your offerings. Thank you very much. Now, let's go to the item 278. Do not imitate the ways of God worshippers. Vaikra 20. Vaikra 20. Vaikra 20. Verses 20, Vaikra chapter 20 and verse 23. And do not walk in the laws of the nation, which I am driving out before you, for they do all this, and therefore I loathed them. The Eternal One gives the commandments to other nations before Israel, the Hittites, the Babylonians, the Chaldeans, and the other nations before Israel. But these nations were disobedient to the laws of the Eternal One. The laws in that time were oral, and the Eternal One blew into their ears, but they didn't accept them. And now, in the Mount Sinai, the Eternal One chose Israel with the incumbents, with the mission to transmit the Torah to all peoples again. Well, do not imitate the ways of God worshippers, worshippers of false gods, or practice their customs, because it's totally opposite to the law of the Eternal One, the statutes and judges, Hukim v'mishpatim. Well, now we're going to the oral law, the law in the Noah's time, Abraham's time, Yahusef's time, Jacob's time, Adam's time, Shet's time, because the Eternal doesn't have two laws for judging the human being, just one law in that day. In the end of the millennium, the 7th millennium. Well, this item 278, Shemot 7, 11, 12. Shemot 7, Shemot 7, 11, 12. Seven, 11, 12. But Pharaoh also called the wise men and the practitioners of witchcraft, and the magicians of Mitzrayim also did so with their magic. And they, each one, tread down his rod, and they become serpents. But the rod of Aaron swallowed up their rods. Then we can see that the Pharaoh was an idolater. He trusted just in the magician, the practice of witchcraft, and they didn't believe in the law of the Eternal One, because the Eternal One closed, hardened his heart. And the magicians made miracles of their rods, made them to turn out in serpents, but the Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. Well, now we're going to the Torah in Yahushua's time, in his Talmudin's time. This item 278. 278. And do not imitate the ways of God worshippers, worship of false gods, or practice their customs. Masei Shilihim, Acts of Apostles 19, 24 to 27. Masei Shilihim 19. Masei Shilihim 19. verses 24 to 27. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, who made the silver shrines of Artemis, provide no little business to the craftsmen, who, having called them together with the workers of similar trade, said, Men, you know that our wealth is from this business, and you see and hear that not only at Ephesus, but throughout almost all Asia, this Shaul has persuaded and turned away a large number, saying that they are not a mighty ones, which are made with hands. And Shaul has preached the Torah in all Asia, but these men were exploiting the people of the goddess Artemis, Diana, and they were getting richer with that. But when the word of the Eternal One, the Torah, arrived in that place, they were ashamed, because where entered the light, the darkness must disappear. And thank you very much for your attention. Yahweh Baruch Atah Ve'Ramishpahaga. Shalom Lekulam.